That's right, it's been a while and the boxes are kind of pounding up, but it's another R2 build. Better stay tuned. This is your Geek Fix. So once again, we've got a box, but I've got a lot of stuff at this point that I have to put out because, of course, we keep on adding to different bits and pieces. I apologize also if the sound is a little funky, if I've got some hiss. That's because I had to put on my air conditioner because it's really hot and I'm sweating even though it's almost October. In this box, it looks like we got more of our leg and some sensors and things that we find more familiar at this point because we've done some of these parts before. So, looks like we're now on issues 43 through 46. These magazines are mostly focused on Return of the Jedi, everything from the history and development of the Ewoks to the mechanics of Jabba the Hutt and robotics schools like Carnegie Mellon University and MIT. But that's not why we came here. Oh no, we are here to continue to build our next issue 43 stage of R2-D2. It looks like we're starting off at the left ankle, so needing this leg piece again. Looks like the parts that I need are parts for number 43, which is right here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and take that out real quick. Look at that, no biting action for those of you who are all against chewing the plastic to take it apart. Okay, so I'm gonna put these parts right here. Something tells me we're also gonna be using some screws that didn't come in this package, or that did come in the package and I didn't see it. One of those two. All right, and then we're also using a part that we also already took out before over here. I do believe, yep. And so, the first thing I'm gonna be doing, oh, let's hope there's no glue on this one. No, I don't see any glue. No glue this time. That's great. I really like that. Kind of tired of doing the gluing. I do need the screws out here and my screwdriver. This screwdriver is kind of starting to fall apart on me a little bit, so I might have no choice but to use a screwdriver that did not come with this. And I think that these are the screws that I have in here. So I'm going to be first taking this part right here and this part right here, and you're going to be fitting those together, putting that onto there, then taking this piece right here, sticking it into there, and then underneath I'm going to be taking one of these screws from over here. I do believe that this is the right screw. I'm glad at least the screwdriver that they included is magnetized, because it should look like that afterwards. I'll get my other one here. All right, we're gonna be doing the same exact thing with that one, sliding them together, 3 pieces, and then taking one of my silver screws again, screwing that into there, just like so. And now I have 2 of these. I wish that they did all the parts like this, where they screw together or link together. Again, I don't like this whole glue thing, but I think we're probably gonna have to glue something again pretty soon. So after we've done that, we've got all these pieces together. I'm taking this piece right here, and I'm gonna be sliding these onto here. They go on like this. So you have these little slots. And as you can see, I got the star, the top of that star piece is going right on there like that. It hooks on both sides, just like that. And then I take this piece right here, like this, and it sticks, I guess, like that. And then when I screw in the parts, which in this case is going to be some of those self-tapping screws that I've used before. I was mentioning on our podcast the other day the problem with building on film, which if you watched our last build, it was on our live stream. And so if you've been trying to find the box, the right videos to line up, the reason why it might not is because we did it on the live stream. And it's just hard. It's hard to build like this using a camera, because I'm looking through a camera trying to operate things, and of course you're going to miss and hit things, and it just doesn't always work out. But there's that part right there. Already done with that one. That brings us to 44. Okay. I've got a couple of pieces here from the past that I think are going to come back up again. But we have some new metal pieces as well, and some very obvious screws that are in this package that we don't want to lose. So I'm going to try to be semi-careful here and not miss taking out some screws. There we go. Some of these screws I recognize as the ones that we've used before when we put together the headpiece, which were painful. If you have not assembled this, if you haven't already done this, which many people who watch this actually have already built their own R2 from this kit, but if you've never done it before, I'll tell you that putting these screws through are really painful, because they come through and they grab the skin on your finger and pull it through. And it also takes a really long time. This is the one where we have to attach these two pieces, which I think when I had to do it in the past, I struggled with. So we need these parts right here. We also need the parts that I previously opened. And we're going to be bringing those out here like this. And we're going to be latching them all together, kind of a puzzle. So let's see here. I need this to go this direction, and then this one I need to be this direction, and then in the middle we're going to be putting this piece, which has these little tiny parts that stick out, so that we can easily stick it into these holes right here, just like this. So we're going to be using, again, those parts that we've used before for doing the head, which are these nuts and these bolts. And so now what we're going to do is I push the bolts through, and the nuts are going to be on the other side, and then we're going to hope that they connect enough that I can actually screw it together. But you can see already how this is kind of difficult. I think it might be easiest, which I might be wrong about, to do this one section at a time, fastening it together. So, yeah. So I'm going to just turn that. Oh, that worked good. Once again, it grabs your skin on the opposite side. And so I put the bolt through the bottom there. I'm going to screw this one in until it grabs the skin on my finger. Once again. Let's see here. You can see in a moment that there is a fastener, so it's not going to let those bolts turn once when I really get them kind of stuck in there. So then I can actually just turn them without having to hold on those bolts with my finger. So now I'm ready to do the other two, sticking this back through here, just like this. Oops. Popping these through here, and then holding the bolts on underneath until at least they start to turn here. And then maybe. Yeah, I think you kind of have to push on the bolt initially. It's just not a way around it. And so again, as I turn it, those bolts are kind of held in, the nuts are held in place. All right. So once when we've done that, oh, and now the fun part. So now we're going to take this part and we're going to be flipping it over, which I don't remember screwing any of this together. I don't think we did so far. Nope, we didn't. Huh. So do I still need to have it stuck together? It's not really going to be touching the parts together. I guess it goes like this though, or it's supposed to. It's supposed to go on like this. And I don't think I need to hold this on in order to put this together. I'm sure there's somebody out there watching this going, yeah, you are. You're supposed to stick that together. I don't think you are. I don't think that's how it works. So now we're going to be taking all my other little screws here that they sent and putting those through in these, okay, I see, in these parts right here. So as I go along these pieces. Alright, so there's that part done. Alright, and now throw that over here. That brings us to issue 45. Now we're going to get some wiring. 45. So I got to be careful this time because these are the cables that we learned we need to measure in order to make them work. And those ones in the middle. All right. And then we've got a sensor. We've got a sensor holder. Yep, there it is. We've got some blue parts. And we've got our cables. And now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to first off take that sensor piece, and I'm going to just feeding it right through here so that the part that sticks out and connects will slide in through this hole, just like that. Then I'm going to be taking some of those little tiny black self-tapping screws. I'm going to be connecting that sensor in here, just like so. So, I'm going to be careful, I don't want to do it too tight. Just enough that it's in there should be adequate. Okay, again, turn that like that. So now we've got our sensor all screwed in there, and you got the little area for us to feed the cable through the back. Next, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking this cable that has the blue and red and black cables on it, or wires on it. And one end is going to have a larger 3-pin connection than the other end. We're using the small 3-pin connector and sticking it right on in to here, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to be putting it into our test panel. We're going to actually test this one. That's weird. We didn't test a couple parts now, but that's my tester. Here we are. I'm going to plug this cable now straight on into here, like this, and then when I push the button, we've got a yellow. Oh, this isn't a sensor, this is a different light. So this is for I think the back of the head. Yellow and green, that's the back of the head, right? So at any rate, there you go. That's the LED display. Awesome. Yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow, green. All right. So it works. Well played. Now we're going to be connecting some of these blue parts to the leg. We're just going to be building kind of a couple of pieces that are just really greeblies. They're going to go on later on. And they're real basic and require just a couple of these really tiny short screws afterwards. But to do that, first off I get to focus up let's see here. This one, for example. Okay. So this just basically creates something that looks like that. It's just one little nodule that sticks off the top. So I get my screws out again. Oh, okay. That's what that looks like when it's screwed on. All right. Do the same thing for this one. Just gotta stick this piece on, kind of like. Oops. Let's see. Oops. No. Just gotta stick this piece kind of on like that. There we go. And then I gotta use one of my tiny screws here and stick that into here. Screw it into place. And boom. Now I have two greeblies that I can use for. There's two greeblies I can use for later on. All right. Completed assembly. I'm all done with that one. And now we are on to our final issue, which is 46. Okay. Got a new part to our leg here that we're going to start off with. And make sure there's no screws. Putting that part right there. We're also going to be using some cable, which is right here. We're also got a couple of greeblies that are right here. And then I've got some hole fillers that kind of just help make it look less conspicuous. I actually need something like this for my C3PO that I'm working on right now, which I gotta tell you that whole story at some point. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking this piece right here, and I'm gonna be taking these greeblies over here and just sliding them into place. I remember doing this part before, and I think that was the only thing they did. While they are interchangeable, at the same time they do have a certain direction they have to go. So they have to have this part in the top, and that's what I've done on both sides. Whoops. Then, when I've done that, oh, just as I say that, that is it. That was all I did. Stuck in the greeblies. We didn't do anything with these hole fillers or with the old cables. When is that gonna happen? Well, stay tuned. I'm just about to open up the next box, which might be coming out very soon. So. Now I want to thank Fanhome for providing these parts. Also, if you're interested in actually purchasing this model, check the links below. And don't forget to use the promo code R2-D2. Also, don't forget to check out our Iron Man build and other big videos that we got on the way. In the meantime, like, subscribe, comment below. This is your Geek Fix.